I would recommend Studyiq mock interview very highly, and the experience was very good. The arrangement of the institute and the coordination of the faculty members, they were really good.
Yes, it was a good experience and I recommend it to others as well.
I will highly recommend everyone who is preparing for civil service, especially for interview.
My overall experience was very nice. I would highly recommend people to give mocks here.
The quality of board members were very good. So yes, I will definitely recommend it.
Definitely the interview experience was very good.
It was an overall nice experience, and yes, I would be recommending it to others as well.
Yes, ma'am, certainly.
Yes, I would recommend.
I would definitely recommend.
I will recommend you highly that you should have once a conversation in Studyiq as well.
So may I come in?
Please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Amit Meena?
Yes, sir.
So you have done your engineering from IIT Delhi?
Yes, sir.
Your father is secretary to the government of West Bengal?
Yes, sir.
Then I will ask you something about West Bengal. There was a conflict between the government and the governor there for quite some time. What was the genesis of that conflict?
So in the state of West Bengal, there have been quite few conflicts between the state government and the governor of West Bengal. But the recent one, there have been two conflicts. One is regarding the being the vice chancellor of universities, and secondly, sir, it was regarding not the speaker of the legislative assembly not being able to give oath to the members of legislative assembly, sir.
So, where do you stand on these issues? Who is right and who is wrong there?
So regarding the issue of legislative members, MLAs not being given oath, so I think it is wrong on the part of the governor to not allow that to happen, because they have been voted into power as per the will of the people, and they must be allowed to take part in the legislative assembly. And so regarding the issue of appointment.
No, what do you mean by taking part in the assembly? We were talking about the oath.
Yes, sir.
The oath taking, whether there should be administered oath by the governor or whether the speaker should do that. So who should administer oath?
So the oath is should be administered by the governor, sir.
Yeah.
So however, sir, without being administered the oath, they were not able to vote in the legislative assembly.
How can they go to the speaker instead of the governor? So the governor was right there. No? Don't you think so?
So the governor was right. However, sir, if they are not allowed.
Governor was right and governor was wrong, both.
So to a certain extent, so the issue was that the governor was not administrating the oath. So that is wrong on the part of the governor, sir.
See, there is something which you should understand. That's why I'm asking you this question. The oath is not administered to the members of the assembly or parliament. Not administered. The oath is taken by the member in the presence of these people, either the governor or a person appointed by the governor for this purpose. That is normally the speaker. That's how it is.
Yes, sir.
And oath is administered only to the ministers. That's the thing. So there's a difference between these two.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. I'll read about it, sir.
Okay. And then what was the earlier thing which you said? There was a conflict earlier? What was that?
So appointment of...
appointment of vice chancellors. Now, what do you think? Where do you stand on that issue? Tell me.
Sorry, sir, but I'm not exactly sure about the issue in great detail.
Okay. Then forget about it. Done anthropology. That is your optional subject.
Yes, sir.
So you are an engineer and then anthropology is your optional subject.
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me one thing. Man originated in Africa and is spread out to different parts of the world. Okay. And start looking differently. So, since man has originated in Africa, is the theory of race valid?
So the theory of race is not valid because, sir, as per scientific evidences, it has been found out that the genome of humans is almost similar to the point of 99.99%, sir. So almost 0.01% is the difference between people from different areas, and that cannot be attributed to constituting different races. Instead of that, in now we call them as ethnic groups that are there, sir.
Right.
So that is the case, sir.
You know, Trump is coming. It's a big event now. On 20th, you know, he will be taking oath as the president of 46th or 47th or whatever. President of the United States. So, the most powerful man in the most president of the most the powerful country. Okay, and in fact, the entire world is slightly nervous about this Trump becoming the president. Okay, but there was one person who said we are not worried about Trump becoming the president, and that was the External Affairs Minister of India. Why do you think he made such a statement?
So, looking into picture the India-USA relations that are currently there, and based upon the diplomatic tie that India has with USA, the External Affairs Minister mentioned that because we have strong ties with USA and it is going to increase based upon the diasporic population that we have and the connect that we have with USA and the technological transfers that we have. So it is only going to increase. So that was regarding that.
But Netanyahu did not make that statement.
Yes, sir.
Benjamin Netanyahu, who is the Prime Minister of Israel, which is the closest ally of United States, he didn't make that statement. Why Indian Prime Minister chose to make that kind of a statement when nobody else made such a statement?
So the Indian External Affairs Minister made the statement to show the strong foreign policy that India has. And sir, regarding Israel's Prime Minister, it was due to the issues that were ongoing in the Israel-Hamas war, sir.
So the other countries think that they are following a very weak policy or what? Only India is following the strong policy vis-a-vis America.
No, sir, it is not that, sir.
What do you want to say actually?
So it's that the India believes in its foreign policy.
No, who doesn't believe in its foreign policy? All countries in the world, you know, they are believing in their foreign policy. Israel is not believing in India's foreign policy. Anyway, okay.
Amit, what are the non-traditional threats to internal security of India?
So, in the recent times, so the usage of UAV drones that are there for smuggling of arms and drugs, that is one of the rising threats that is there. Secondly, sir, the use of social media for radicalization of people, that is another internal security threat that is there. So these are some of the threats that I can recall right now.
What are the solution you have as an administrator to combat or to address these challenges to internal security in an effective and adequate manner? With a special reference to Rajasthan, because Rajasthan is one of the states which is heavily impacted by this.
So regarding the usage of UAV drones for smuggling of arms and drugs, so we can have better safety measures, better security measures so as to track all the UAV drones that are there, and we can also have drone signaling systems that are there so as to prevent the drones from entering our border areas. And secondly, sir, regarding arms and drugs smuggling, we can also ensure that a better information network is maintained so that information sharing happens between all the stakeholders that are there, so we can catch hold of all the smuggling that is happening in the region, sir.
You think that information sharing is not taking place right now?
Yes, it is taking place right now. However, sir, greater collaboration is needed so as to ensure that faster tracking of such.
Which are the agencies involved in this in sharing or information sharing?
So through the NatGrid, we do the information sharing regarding these. So that is this.
Okay.
All right. So Amit, your DAF tells that your father is a secretary in West Bengal government. So how has your socialization played a role in your choice to pursue UPSC as a career?
Ma'am, it has played a large impact because I see my father as a role model for me. And right from my childhood, I have seen how he used to work and how that has shaped my personality, my school going, the teachings that I've had. These are some of the things that have impacted me. And based upon the learning and the diverse culture that I have interacted with living in West Bengal, that has helped me in taking a decision regarding what to pursue as a career.
So, how has the concept of socialization been dealt within anthropology? What is the concept of socialization?
Ma'am, the concept of socialization, as per anthropology, mentions the sharing of culture to the next generation or to someone outside their own culture, so as to ensure that they get to know about the culture that is there.
That's it?
Ma'am, that is one of the part of that. And secondly, it also mentions about the various rituals and traditions that a particular society follows, and so that the next generations can also follow the same traditions and customs that are there.
So, how does socialization operate? There are certain mediums,
Yes.
right? So, what do you think is the biggest medium of socialization in rural India? And what is the biggest medium of socialization today in the urban India?
Ma'am, in rural India, it is still the parents and the grandparents that are there. However, in urban India, it is mostly the schools that are there, schools and the teachers, that they play a larger role in socialization.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. In current times, social media is also playing a greater role.
So, is it only playing a role in the urban India, or is it also playing a role in the rural India?
I mean, recent times, the growth of social media has penetrated almost all of India, so it is playing a larger role in both rural and urban areas.
Do you know the concept of cultural relativism within anthropology?
Ma'am, cultural relativism mentions that a person studying a particular culture should not look it from their own perspective. Rather, they should understand the culture from the perspective of the society whose culture it is. So it ensures that there is it ensures that one does not look at others' culture as a lower or upper form. Rather, look it at from a individual perspective who is practicing that culture.
Do you think that having an understanding of cultural relativism can give you an advantage as an administrator if chosen for services tomorrow? Would it give you any kind of advantage over the other candidates?
Ma'am, cultural relativism does give an advantage because India being a diverse country, we get to experience different types of cultures in different parts of the country. So cultural relativism helps in adopting to the different cultures where we will be posted as such, and it ensures that we do not have any biases in this, and we follow the objectivity while conducting our administration.
But these different cultures are also often in conflict with each other, right? So is this actually adding a hint of diversity, or is it leading more to crisis? What is your opinion on this?
There are a few instances of conflicts happening and crisis there. However, India has been culturally diverse for a very long time, and I believe that cultural relativism helps in ensuring that the diversity is maintained and we respect all the cultures that are there.
Also, have you heard of PRA as a scheme of the Indian government, which is very closely related to the profession of anthropology?
It is the participatory rural appraisal that is there.
So how does it help? What is the role of anthropologists who are operating in the rural hinterlands?
Ma'am, it helps in understanding the villages and the social customs that are there and the culture, and based upon that the functioning of a particular scheme or a program or that is being launched by the government, they can help in better tracking the problems that the village is facing, and based upon the feedback they can bring changes to the scheme that are there, and that will help in the development of the village.
So Amit, you have done your civil engineering from IIT Delhi, right?
Yes, sir.
And being a civil engineer, that also from such a prestigious institute, so why are you opting for civil services?
Civil engineering came in my life at a later time. Right from my childhood, I wanted to be a civil servant because I had seen my father doing the job. And when I got into graduation, I looked at the various career choices that I had, and I thought this was the most optimal one because I got to choose. It has various choices that one can have, and it also has a smooth career path, and it also has diversity in it.
So civil engineering job market does not have a smooth career path.
So civil engineering did not interest me to this extent which the civil services did.
So how is the scenario in civil engineering job market?
So right now, as per the IIT details, it is mostly very few companies like L&T that are coming for placement, and most of the civil engineering students are going for software engineering jobs.
Okay, so let us go 15 years back, and you have been made in charge of a policy for the future of this engineering sector education, right? what changes you would have introduced 15 years back into this engineering so that this problem which we are facing in civil engineering today, we would not have faced?
So first and foremost would be the curriculum change, because the curriculum has not been updated for a very long time. And secondly, sir, the practical knowledge. Most of the skills that we are taught in civil engineering are only lab based, and we are not given the practical experience of working at a particular place or a factory. That helps in that regard. And thirdly, sir, the industry academia linkage and the recent scheme of the government of professors of profession, that would help in that regard, sir.
Do you think that the government needs to do same with MBBS presently?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not exactly sure about MBBS curriculum.
Secondly, have you heard of the concept called as de-dollarization?
Yes, sir.
And recently, the Putin and Modi ji and everybody, they introduced this BRICS note also. It was in news, right? So, what do you think is the scope of de-dollarization? Is it possible in the near future?
So, complete de-dollarization is not possible because it is the most widely used currency that is there for international trade. However, sir, we can reduce our dependence on dollar for international trade by using bilateral negotiations, like we had India rupee ruble trade during the pandemic for oil trade. So in similar manner, we can have negotiations with different countries to trade in that particular currency instead of dollars.
Do you think China will want de-dollarization in the near future?
Yes, so China is trying to increase the spread of their currency, that is renminbi, instead of dollars, because that will help them in ensuring that more and more trade that happens, and they do not have to have the burden of dollars as a particular forex currency that they need.
China has a lot of investments in US G6. What about that? It is one of the top investors in US G6, so it will lose on that.
Yes, China has the highest forex reserves that are there based on dollar. However, sir, still China is pushing for ensuring that their own currency gets a higher value, and that will also lead to a more global image of China being pushed, sir.
What is your take on this opinion that India in the next 10 years need both US and China? We cannot take one side, or you feel that we should be on one side, which should be one side? If you feel that we need both for 10 years, what are the arguments to support your point of view?
So in my personal opinion, I think that we need both US and China for the next 10 years. Because, sir, China being our neighbor, it is very necessary that we ensure that our diplomatic ties and connection with China is stable, so that the border security issues that are there and the internal security issues that are there, that are curbed. And also, sir, we have a huge trade deficit with China, and we import a lot of products from China. So we cannot completely cut our ties with China, because that is where we are getting the cheap products or basic material from. And regarding USA, sir, USA is one of the exporting markets for India, and also we have a huge diasporic population, and the recent technological transfer talks that are ongoing, so that is also required, sir, for our boosting of growth.
My last question to you. So recently there has been a debate with respect to that there should be sub-classification in SC/ST as well. But on the other hand, if we see like the top notch what we can achieve via reservation is that the person from that communities could reach the higher level institutions, example IITs. But even when one student reach IIT Bombay, he commits suicide because he was teased because of his community or his caste. So what is your take on this SC/ST subclassification? Should it be there?
So the criteria behind subclassification is that the certain communities are taking the benefit of reservation, and the other communities are not able to get the benefit of reservation. However, sir, the instance that you mentioned of bullying, that is regarding discrimination based on caste rather than being subcategorization of caste, sir.
So by subcategorization, we want to introduce an economic criteria that certain people who have been given the benefits of reservation and they have been uplifted economically, they don't need the reservation right now. But talking about upliftment, whether it is economic or educational, in this case, we have given this child educational upliftment, that also of the highest level possible in our own country. So now do you support subclassification in SC and ST?
Yes, I do support subclassification, because that will ensure that the people that are at the minimal level right now and who are not being able to get the benefit after several years of independence and having the reservation policy, they will also get the benefit. And regarding discrimination, sir, we need a stricter policy, and we need to ensure that people understand that caste is no more a criteria for discriminating. Rather, we should ensure that all the people coming from all backgrounds get the best benefits that are there.
Thank you.
Okay, just wait outside for 1 minute. We'll call you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
मीना साहब, जब आपको कुर्सी ऑफर की जाए तभी बैठिए। आप पिछली बार आए थे बिना ऑफर के, आप बैठ गए थे क्योंकि बोर्ड में 1-2 नंबर कट गए तो आपका वो गड़बड़। बैठिए, प्लीज़ बैठिए।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
एक तो ये, दूसरी बात ये हेड शेप ज़्यादा मत कीजिए, बहुत ज़्यादा। तीसरी बात ये, आप सबको एड्रेस कीजिए, प्लीज़ एड्रेस टू ऑल। एंड फोर्थ थिंग इज़ दैट आराम से बैठिए, पैर सीधा रखिए बढ़िया से। गॉड हैज़ गिवन यू वेरी गुड पर्सनालिटी एंड प्लीज़ डू मोर रीडिंग ऑन international affairs. The question was asked, which you replied very, be like a guided missile. When the question is asked, answer it pinpointedly. You took time to answer that question. It's not, be clear-headed. Regardless of implications, if you know the answer, be, ma'am.
While taking a pause, while answering, you're doing a lot of, that is very distracting. You're giving very appropriate answers. You only need to be a little more confident.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? It is sort of telling the panel that you're not sure if what you're saying is 100% right or not. Okay? Also, while sitting, make your shoulders uptight. Yeah? Your body language should tell that, you're here to take it from here,
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's my one suggestion for you.
When I asked you the question about West Bengal, the governor versus government, there first you said the governor was right or governor was wrong. Then you said the governor was right. Actually, on these issues, you must be very careful about what you say. You can't say to the interview board, that the governor was wrong. That's not how it is. You are going to be a civil servant, so naturally, you have to use that particular language, which doesn't betray you. That's the thing. Whatever be your inner feeling, because I know that your father is a secretary to the government of West Bengal, so naturally, he has a certain position there. He will take a certain position on this kind of a conflict. But when you go and sit in front of an interview board, there, you have to be very circumspect, careful about what you say. That's the thing. Analyze the issues and leave it at that. That's the thing. Don't express an opinion on such thing. Either this person was right or that person was wrong. That kind of thing, Don't do that.
Okay.
Otherwise, it was very wonderful performance, I must say that.
To a few questions where you were confident that you know the answer, you started with the answer outrightly. You didn't even wait for the panelists to finish off the question first. Don't do that. Have patience.
Still you are shaking your head. Stop that. Please stop that. Listen to the questions. Just be calm, composed, and
take 2 seconds of pause. After the chair has finished asking a question, take a 2-second pause to ensure that the question is finished, question is over. Only then start answering.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah? It should not give an impression that you want to get done with it and go out.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah?
Thank you very much. All the best.
All the best, Amit.
And
very good.
We would like to see you as a civil servant.
When is your interview?
Sir, 24th February, sir.
24th of February.
Oh,
you have enough time.
Enough time to improve your
all the very best
performance further. That is, otherwise it's good performance, but there is always a scope for improvement.
So I had a question regarding the governor one. So if I was asked, what should I answer in that question?
Well, you see, governor is a part of the government. Under our constitutional scheme, governor is not separate from the government. Governor is a part of the government. Governor means, the government of West Bengal or any government means the governor aided and advised by the Council of Ministers. That is the definition of government. So governor is an inalienable, inseparable part of the government. So that is how they should function. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. That is the thing. Because you have placed before the interview board the constitutional position. Stand by the constitution. and formulate your views on the basis of the constitution, and that will be the safest thing. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you.